Hello everyone, Clark coming at you here from Liquid Studio Productions. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm here today to talk to you about the brand new Mooer GE300 effects processors and amp sim. This is a great little pedal board loaded with features which I will talk about later on in the video. I wanted to do a comparison video between this, my Axe-Fx Ultra, some real amps that I own, and a few amp sims that I have. Amplitude 4, bias amp, and amplification caliber. I was originally going to play the guitar tracks on their own for this video, but I figured to give you better context of how each one works in a mix, I would add the drums in. I did this because sometimes when you hear the guitar on its own, it sounds great, but when you add it in with a full band or even just as another instrument, it doesn't sit so well in the mix. For this video, I've used amps that I am familiar with and have owned over the years. For my real amps right now, I only have an orange OR15 with a single 12-inch vintage 30 speaker, as well as my Mesa Mark V 90 watt with a custom 90 speaker. For those amps, I mic them with a 57 dynamic mic shoved right in front of the center of the speaker. I also use various amp sims, bias amp, amplitude 4, and amplification caliber to recreate the various settings that I enjoyed on my Marshall JCM 800, 900, and my Fender Deluxe Reverb amp. I use the stock cab sims on each plugin just so you can get an idea how they sound on their own. Although I do have to admit I used an IR pack on the Mooer GE300, which I will talk about later on in the video. I use the same type of speaker in every simulation and the same 57 mic and mic placement, just so that way there's no varying differences on any of those other than on the Mooer GE300. We'll start with the unboxing of this brand new pedal so I can show you exactly what you get upon receiving it. I will also discuss some of the features that are loaded into it. Then we will move on to the comparison section, and then finally a quick summary. In the comparison section, I did not label which track is which, just so that way you can really listen and not have any bias towards a certain company. Please comment below as to which amp sim you preferred. I will be posting a follow-up video in the next few weeks revealing which one is which. Well, let's get started. Okay, so this is the unboxing for the Mooer GE300. Let's open it up and check it out. Opening the box up. I'm really curious to try the tone capture and the engine sync on this. Give a little look for it. I like the box too. Green's one of my favorite colors. So up like that, and it's down the sides of it too. So it's a decent little size. I used to have the Boss board, it's a little bit bigger than that, one of the Boss M50s. So you can see here that you have your up and down controls, your four different banks, your tuner, your looper, different selections for that, all of your onboard controls to go through all your different presets and different settings of effects and anything you want, and then you have your volume and wall pedal. Feels pretty good and sturdy too, so can't wait to plug this thing in and try it out. Let's just quickly check it back there. Your USB, your MIDI in and out, your XLRs, and all your TRS connectors and regular just instrument cables in. So let's fire this thing up. Thanks for watching, if you made it this far. So in conclusion, I hope that this has shown you that each of these items can sound great on their own. It just requires a little bit of tweaking to really adjust the sound. They do vary quite a bit with just the same settings across the board, but once you get in and fine-tune the settings, then you'll really be able to get them to sound pretty even. So at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that I used an IR pack on the Mooer GE300. I ended up using Warren Hewitt's pack from Lancaster Audio. He's the host of the channel Produce Like a Pro on YouTube, a great channel to learn any music production tips. I use this IR pack because it uses a lot of the speakers that I'm very used to and that I enjoy the sound of. I found with the Mooer it took a bit more tweaking to get the sound right as opposed to the Axe FX Ultra, which honestly blew me away the first time I ever heard it, right out of the box. I didn't have that feeling right away with the Mooer GE300. After spending about 2 weeks with the Mooer GE300, that I can get a really great sound just from the stock cab sims and the amps. It just took a little bit more tweaking and work to get that great sound and result. I find in conclusion that I really do like this pedal. There's a lot of great features, great effects on it. The noise suppressor is great on it, and it just gives you a lot of tonal options. And the tone capture is amazing. I tried that with my own cab, the Vintage 30. I think it might have been in the video, one of the sounds on the OR15, and yeah, it just sounded great. Please remember to comment below as to which track you preferred for each amp. I will be posting the results in the following weeks in the comment section below, listing all of the tracks, the speakers, and the cabs that I used for each one. I also might be doing a follow-up video in the next few weeks just to show more of the features and really show off what this pedal can do. Well, that concludes the video for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the dark side of the moon.